Hey everyone, it's Matt with Tar Heel Digging. I'm back in at an old faithful wood site here that's been really good to me, the old foundations. The chimney pilings are back in here. They're probably too thick for you to see back in there, but there's some old chimney pilings. I got a nice morning to work here. I've got some open areas, but I'm going to stay to the thicker parts here, and I'm going to work some of the spots that I may not have worked before. A lot of iron in here. Just listen to this. That's all iron, and that's what this area is. It's just loaded with iron. But I'm going to stick my coil into those places that I haven't hunted so much, and we'll dig some iffy signals and some deeper signals and see what we can come up with. So stay tuned. Okay, I got a couple of signals in this hole. I think I just got one out. It's a 1237, and I saw something right in here, right there. Button sized. And yeah, that's an old flat button. There's the shank is gone. Alright, that's got some age for sure. Hopefully you can see that if the camera will focus for me. Yeah, that's a nice big flat button. We'll take it. Alright, on to the next. Well, you gotta watch it when you're digging a hole in this area, gang. There's just so many signals in the ground. So much iron. I got a 1235 down here and it was real scratchy. But once I got it out of the hole and away from the iron, it showed up. And, you know, it didn't turn out to be much. It's this little battery terminal piece here or whatever that is. But I also pulled out of the hole a square nail, old square nail, which shows age. And then look what also came out. This pottery shard here. That looks pretty old right there. Can't tell how big around that vessel was, but it almost looks like a ginger beer bottle. I'll let you bottle experts chime in. What do you think? 1800s ginger beer? I don't know. Could be. Okay, just kind of hunting through some trash area here and got a 1245 right on the surface. Looks like a little wristwatch. Actually, a pretty good sized wristwatch. This was a 1243 right on top. Real light. Probably aluminum. Yeah, we'll clean it up. Okay. Mid-tone just under the surface. And there we go. That one's for you, Digger Charlie. Looks like it might be silver plated. Alright, sweet. Okay, gang, just a terrible signal down here. It was like a 1417 and then an 814. It was jumping around like crazy. It was real shallow. It was right underneath that root right there. And I just pulled this out and get it in the sun for you here. If I can find some sun. This is the backside right here. But check this out. Holy smokes, do you see what I see? That looks like an anchor right there. Maybe you see some stars going around the outside too. That is sweet right there. It's got to be a military button, probably a Navy button, possibly Marines, but I'm thinking turn of the century, right around 1900. I think might be a two-piece, but on the back it looks like there might have been some iron. I don't know. I'll have to look that one up when we get home. Put a toothpick to it and clean it up good. That's a sweet find right there. Alright. Okay, got a weak nickel signal here down in the hole, about 5 inches down. I think I can see a little piece of metal that looks like some old jewelry. See that? Let's get that out of there. Yeah, sure looks like a real old delicate ring. I don't know if it was set or not. To clean that up a little bit. Yeah, sure enough. About 4 inches down there. Great big old Slaymaker lock. Cool. Alright. On to the next. Yeah, it's pretty hot out here. And I think they're waiting for me to keel over. Nice big vulture sitting up in that tree. They got their eye on me. Just waiting for me to keel over. Alright, we'll keep going. Nickel signal, 5 inches down. Of course, it's a harmonica reed piece. There you go. Unbelievable. Okay, solid 1226, about 5 inches down. And here's what we got. Sure looks like a band. Looks like it's gold plated on the inside. Can't see anything on the outside though. Oh yeah. Yep. Definitely a little bling out in the field. Alright, we'll check it out for its age. Okay, 1111 down in this hole. Only a couple inches down. Thought it was going to be a little lead bullet. So I've picked up quite a few of those. But we got a nickel. Came in a little light for a nickel, but it's a buffalo. I don't know if you can see the buffalo there. And then the Indian on this side. You can kind of see the feathers from his headdress on the left there. So yeah, Buffalo Nick. We'll take it. Okay, just pop the plug on this one. See something down here. Just fell right off the bottom. That's small. That is tiny. It looks a little shiny, but kind of looks like a junker too. Little kid's ring probably. Alright, well, it's a ring. Alright, decent signal about 5 inches down in that hole. And guess what? Yep, harmonica reed. Okay, just rolling along in the field here. I got a nice strong 1239 about 4 inches down. And I even said before I dug the hole, I said, come on, wheat penny. I found it, and it was only about 3 inches down. But it's not a wheat penny. See that 1 cent? That's an Indian head. Yes, sir, that is an Indian head right there. Front side is really toasty. I'm going to have to do some cleaning on that with a toothpick. Alright, we'll take it. Starting to get dark, but I got a nice 1144 down in that hole, only a couple inches down. And looks like a dog tag of some kind. I don't know, it's different shaped. May not be a dog tag, maybe a key fob. You can see where it's broken at the top there. Yeah, it's got a design on it. Well, that's cool. Nice surprise. I was expecting dog tag, but that's not the case. Yeah, look at that. Alright, awesome. We'll get that cleaned up. Alright. Stay tuned for the wrap-up. Well, before we get to the wrap-up, I just wanted to show you that shard that I found that I thought might have come from a ginger beer bottle. And check this out. Here's a ginger beer bottle from the late 1800s. What a match that is, huh? So that's definitely a shard from a ginger beer bottle that I found out in the woods. Sweet. Alright, let's get to the wrap-up. Alright, it's time for the paper towel wrap-up. Just wanted to show you folks what I've been finding here lately, the last couple of hunts. Spent the morning in the woods by the old foundation, made a couple of really decent finds. This old Slaymaker lock. This thing isn't too terribly old. But, here's that spoon that I did pull out. I still haven't cleaned it up all the way. It's silver plated. It's a Rogers mark on the back of it. And it's in pretty decent shape. Here's one that I didn't show. This is a little suspender buckle. Real fragile. And here's another one I didn't show, and wasn't quite sure what it was when I found it, but then it rang a bell when I got it home. I found another one out there here, and I'll bring it in right now. This is an inkwell from back in the day, and it matches this one identically. In fact, it's made of the same type of material. This one just happens to be plated in something. I don't know if it's silver plated or not. I doubt it, but But yeah, that's what those are. That's an inkwell piece. Of course, I found a couple of harmonica reeds out in the field. That's pretty much a usual find for me. Found this little lead seal out there too. I thought maybe it might be a cut bullet at first, but upon further inspection, and I put it up in a couple of groups on Facebook, and everyone pretty much agreed that it's a little lead seal. Little design on it. A couple of rings. It was quite a ringy day. This is that little tiny, I think it's a child's ring or just a real small woman's ring. It is plated. It has the HGE electro plated mark on the inside, and some type of a little false gemstone there. The gold band that I found here is plated, obviously. It's a little brass band that's plated. You can see the mint mark, or the mark down in there. It says W, L, and company right on the bottom there. Still in decent shape. And then this little delicate one was quite a ways down, gave me a real scratchy signal, just barely showed up. And it actually was silver plated at one time. I don't know if you can see some of the silver. Yeah, right there, maybe just glaring back at you a little bit. So it was plated. Definitely old. Definitely old. On this old watch piece, it kind of came apart when I cleaned it. I got a 44 or a 45 caliber bullet out in the woods. Here's that anchor button, gang, and unfortunately it is not military. This is off of a Blazer, probably from the early to mid 1900s. The iron back is kind of the dead giveaway on that, but I couldn't find this in my my Albert's button book in the military area, and I thought these were stars along the outside, but they're not. They're just dots. So unfortunately turned into a Blazer button. But here's an older button for sure. This is that flat button found by the Foundations. It's in really rough shape. There's kind of a floral pattern along the outside. There's a maker's mark on the inside that's illegible. And there's the outside. Pretty nice sized little coat button. This piece, which I thought, I don't know, might be a dog tag or something, turned out to be a little religious pendant, and it's aluminum. I believe it's a Catholic pendant. This is Mary on this side, and there's Italian. Some verbiage on the outer side along the edge. It's really in rough shape. Didn't clean up very well. And here's that buffalo nickel. It's in really rough shape, and in fact I just kind of took a toothpick to it to see if I can get the date. I might let it dry a little bit more. It's in rough condition, but most of the time these buffalo nickels are. But always a nice find. This turned out to be a pretty cool piece here, gang. This is the last find of the day. If you look really close, it's obviously silver plated, but if you look really close it says UCT right there in the middle, and it's like a little suitcase in there. Well, it took me a little research to figure out what this is, but the UCT stands for United Commercial Travelers, and it was a group, kind of a unionized group, that represented traveling salesmen, and that's what that little suitcase is in the middle there. That's a sample case. Remember, the traveling salesmen always used to take their samples with them when they would sell door to door. Well, the UCT started in 1877, I believe it was. And if you joined as a member, you received some benefits, some insurance and accidental death benefits and things like that. But it just made you a legit door-to-door salesman. So pretty neat piece. It is marked on the back, something about sterling plated or something like that. I can barely make it out. Really hard to read. But cleaned up pretty decent, I'd say. Unfortunately, it is plated. It's not completely silver. But very ornate. I'd say late 1800s, early 1900s. That cut field that I was in where I found this is kind of close to an old railroad track that got a lot of business back in the late 1800s. So, pretty neat piece. Did find a bunch of wheat pennies out there. The best one is probably this one here. It's in decent shape. It's a 1926. So we'll finish cleaning that up. And then probably my best coin of the day was that Indian head, and it cleaned up pretty decent. It's a 1908. And there's the back side, 1 cent. God, I love these Indian heads. Haven't found one in quite a while. So we'll take it. Well, hey gang, thanks for joining me. Had a lot of fun out there.
in the woods and in that field. I'll have to get back out to that field again soon. I'm sure there's plenty more to give. All right, everyone. Take care. We'll see you next time.